Hey everyone, it's Devin. I am really excited today. We're going to be talking about so many women that are struggling with their finances. And I've done a lot of research. I'm really the poster child here for a woman in midlife and beyond coming out of a divorce or a major life change and finding my life dramatically changing because of a loss of income, a loss of assets in a divorce, whatever it may be. So if you found yourself saying, where do I go from here? Is it too late? I'm 55, I'm 60, I'm 65, and I don't have enough money saved for retirement. I know that. This is what people are saying. What do you do? So you're not alone, first of all. The data is astounding. We're going to get into that more, but women give birth, and as long as women are giving birth, we're going to be the ones that are going to be affected more by changes later in life. But two things I want to highlight here. One is that we want to remove the shame because so many women are in the same boat. You are not alone. The statistics are astounding, as I said. So there is no shame in this. We cannot go back. We can't start our, retirement over again at age 25. It's not going to happen. So remove the shame, make a decision to get into the solution and focus on the things that you can control and take it a day at a time. Okay, number one. Then the second thing I want to talk about is what I'm going to be calling a practical financial reset. And we're going to go through these things, and there are six of them. One, know what you have now. Okay. Two, calculate your retirement income gap. Actually, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to go back, okay, because I want to simplify it even more. We're talking about money. We're talking about preparing for our retirement and so that we can actually stop working at some point in our life. There's four things that we're going to be talking about. Now you have to start thinking like a business, okay? Because you are essentially the CEO of your own household. So we're going to be talking about four things: income, expenses, assets, and liabilities. It's that simple. Those four things: income, expenses, assets, liabilities. Okay, so let's start there. It sounds very simple. You know what money you have coming in, and it's probably not enough. And we're going to talk about multiple income streams, but you have to start where you are now. Okay. So you're going to either get out a piece of paper or go onto your computer and start an Excel spreadsheet. Okay. And you're going to have four columns. You're going to write your income, whether it's your income, maybe you're getting alimony, maybe you have investment income. We're talking about actual income, not assets. Okay. How much money is coming in every month? Now we're going to our expenses. And this is, I know, tricky, but go into your bank account if you have to and write down every single one of your expenses. I use Chase and I know that it summarizes everything there. You can get a big picture, you can get a small picture. It's not fun, but you need to understand where your money is going currently. Okay. So that's income, expenses. Then the last two, the second half, are assets and liabilities. Now, this is where I can really help you because your assets might be an IRA, it might be a 401k, it might be the equity in your home. Whatever it is, write down your assets by line item currently, where you are today. And then you're going to write down your liabilities, and that's all of your debt. Okay. Now we know that a balance sheet looks at your assets minus your liabilities. That's going to give you your net worth, but that's not going to tell you how much income you can generate. So stay with me here because we can get as granular as you want. I can help you with all of these things. And not only that, you have taxes and inflation to consider. This is my area of expertise. Okay. And depending on your age, the older we get, the less risk tolerance we should have. We should not have money in individual stocks. If you're over 55, you should not have money in individual stocks unless it's a company that your family, you're involved in somehow and you feel comfortable with it. Otherwise, you should be looking at ETFs. Again, we're going to talk about that. But your risk tolerance is inversely proportionate to your age. As you get older, less risk tolerance. Protect your finances. And then you have to figure out what your actual income is going to be after taxes and inflation adjusted. I can help you with all of this. No charge. This is what I do for work is, we can just have a conversation and I can tell you what I think. Okay. And you can DM me in the comments. But this is what I do. And, this is what so many people are struggling with right now. So you don't need to recreate a retirement plan that you should have started at age 25. You need to build the best plan possible where you are today. And I can help you with this, but there are several parts involved, as I mentioned, just to summarize, okay? You need to know where you are today. You need to also understand your Social Security, where you're going to be in the future and how that's going to change. I'm asking you to break it down into four things: your income, your expenses, your assets, and your liabilities. Once you have your income, you're going to want to look at your income gap. That's going to be the gap between the income you're making now and when you retire. And if you don't know what that gap is, go to SSA.gov, Social Security Administration.gov, G-O-V, and look at your Social Security benefits, retirement benefits, and how those change from age 62 to age 67 when you're going to max out. Okay. So a lot to get into here. I hope this is helpful. Okay. But what I do is I help families protect what you have so that you can know exactly what your income is going to be. And I can show you how to get guaranteed income, inflation adjusted. I can show you how to lower your debt because you may have $1 million in the bank, but 900,000 in debt. So your net worth is not very high. There are ways to be strategic, and I'm going to be writing a white paper that you can download. But right now, just know that those are the four things you need to focus on. This is going to be part one of preparing for retirement, especially if you don't have much saved. Okay. So thanks for joining me, and I look forward to part two.